Greetings, horror sci-fi and Studio Ghibli fans. Drew here from Horror Sci-Fi and Beyond, and we're here at the final episode of our Summer of Ghibli series that we decided to do this summer. And we're wrapping it up with Princess Mononoke and Howl's Moving Castle. And with me, as always, are my two fabulous co-hosts, the man, the myth, the legend, the Mr. Eric White, the cinematographer of my screened fan film that we're filming next weekend when this is being posted, which is crazy. They're finally here.
It's finally happening. It's taken a while, but we've gotten there. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that
excited
dedicated
to
crew.
be here tonight talking about our final selections of our
Mm.
summer of Miyazaki. Because we chose nothing but Miyazaki movies for these Ghibli ones. Um,
To be fair, besides Boy and the Heron, these are kind of like the starter pack of Ghibli, and this just happens
sure,
to be
sure.
Miyazaki, so.
I mean, he has directed probably the most well-known of
Mm,
of all of them,
yeah.
but except maybe Grave of the Fireflies, although people that's a hard one. That was not a lot of fun to watch.
For my second co-host, we got the singing wizard himself, Mr. Jackson Harbour. How's it going, man?
Howdy, y'all.
What's up? You ready to talk about some Princess Mononoke and
Of
Howl's Moving
course.
Castle?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We're talking about one movie that has Agent Dana Scully and another movie that has Batman in it. That's pretty cool.
He did put on his
Okay.
Batman voice pretty
A little
hardcore
bit.
for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. I think I got kind of a man crush on Hal. Like, yeah, he's pretty
Interesting.
hot.
Blonde or dark
Like
hair
classic in the
Hal.
beginning, like the very beginning when you
So
meet
blonde, so
Sophie.
blonde
Yeah.
Hal is what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. The funny thing
Okay.
is, I don't find Christian Bale super attractive. I don't think he like super. I don't think he's like up there with like Hugh Jackman or like Brad Pitt or like Daniel Craig as far as like good looking guys go. But his character, and of course they made the movie before, way before, like they did like the Japanese dub. But man, like how's hot, and Christian Bale brings a lot of sexiness to this
Mm.
character.
See, I'm glad I went ahead and listened to the English language version
Mm.
of this one, uh, instead of the Japanese language version.
And
One, it was a little easier, but
this is pre-Batman Christian Bale,
Oh, is it
right?
really?
Yeah, because
yeah, it would have
this
been 2004, 2000.
2004. So
Oh,
yeah, this
wow.
is pre-Batman.
I mean,
This is
I'll,
when he was still Patrick Bateman.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, because I'm thinking, okay,
This is
when you started
pre-Prestige too,
casting,
I think, right? This is
Yeah, because that's
pre-Prestige, yeah.
that's 2006.
Yeah.
mm,
Prestige is after Batman. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So
the
this
only time
is
that Nolan went back to back with releases,
it's true.
Hmm.
I don't think he's ever done that ever. I don't think.
No, because he takes his time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
which is awesome.
But yeah.
But before we get to that, we got a little bit of unfortunate news that came out today. Country legend Dolly Parton sadly passed away at the age of 80 years old. And I was listening to the classic rock station, kind of talking about that, and they were saying that like I don't think there's anybody in the world that did not like Dolly Parton. I think
Hmm.
everybody loved her. And what's not
Pretty
to love?
much, yeah.
Yeah, what not to love? She was a very kind and caring person, very down to earth.
Hmm.
Really good songwriter, singer. And I think there's two other reasons
Oh my
why a
God.
lot of people liked her.
She just passed
I'm kidding.
on the
True.
day.
I had to talk about the obvious.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I
Okay.
met Dolly Parton once.
Oh, no
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so we were doing an interview. She was coming through Little Rock because she was opening one of her imagination library, which
Mm,
is another wonderful thing that this woman did. She would travel around the
Yeah.
country and open up these libraries to give kids just like free books.
Hmm.
And so she came through and like we got the opportunity to do like a little sit down interview, like 10 minutes. It's nothing crazy. But she looked around at like the crew and she was just like, looks like you guys have just a very lovely crew here. And she looked me right in my eyes, and my heart just melted. And they picked me up in a puddle off the floor after that. But she was very sweet, very nice. Also, a lot shorter than I anticipated her being. But her hair was giant. It was almost as tall as as she was. Like it was so tall. But she was very sweet. She was very sweet.
Uh, yeah, of course. I live in Pigeon Forge, which is where Dollywood is.
Dollywood.
I live
Yeah.
like 3 miles from Dollywood, and so
Oh.
this town is about to become a whole puddle in and of
Mm-hmm.
itself.
Yeah.
I reckon people are going to flood the town.
Oh,
Uh,
imagine so.
yeah,
Yeah.
well wishers and remembers. Yeah,
A
so
lot of people will lay flowers at Dollywood's entrance.
yeah, all kinds of
Um,
stuff. I don't know. I mean, there's probably going to be memorials and stuff like that because I mean,
hmm
she's from this area. She's from
hmm
Sevierville, but
Yeah.
that's the next town over from Pigeon Forge. They basically connect.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh yeah. I've been there. We used to go up in that area all the time, like vacation up there when I was a kid sometimes.
Yep.
So,
Basically, the whole East Coast does.
hmm
Yeah.
it's a place to go. Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, all those little
Oh yeah,
Hmm.
around there.
I love Pigeon Forge. Do you guys have a
Yeah.
favorite Dolly song?
I
Islands
like
in the Stream, but with
that's
Kenny
a good one.
Rogers.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
one?
Islands in the Stream with Kenny
Oh, that's a
Rogers.
good one. I forgot that was her.
I like Light of a Clear Blue Morning.
That's good.
Oh, that's a good one too.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, to get the classic Jolene.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
mean, of course. And she wrote that and I Will Always Love You on the same day.
Oh my
Crazy.
God.
Who does that? Who does
Dolly.
that?
Dolly Parton. Dolly
Didn't she
Two
Parton does
most
also
that.
iconic songs of her career, and she wrote them back to back.
didn't she
That's
also
insane.
do Angel in the Morning, the original?
Oh, maybe. I don't know for
Did
sure.
I don't know. I don't know if she wrote that or not.
Yeah, I knew the famous one that was in Deadpool was a cover. The one that everybody knows.
Mm.
Yeah. I don't think she wrote that, but
Yeah.
maybe.
I don't know
She
if
wrote thousands of songs. So
dude, so one of my favorite Dolly Parton things, I don't know if she ever with a voice on for this episode of this cartoon, but it was an episode of Pinky and the Brain where the brain
of
becomes a
course.
country star.
hmm
Of course.
And he uses his music to brainwash people. And he becomes like a
Yes.
sensation, and then Dolly Parton comes in, and I don't know if it's actually Dolly Parton doing the voice, but
Hmm.
she says, "I'm your biggest fan. What do you think about that?" And then Brain goes, I think that puberty has been especially kind to you."
Oh my God.
I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Tie it all the way back around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just really love Dolly Parton, man.
Everybody did. She was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, like
And
not
she was
only
just like she could do anything. She was like, I'll be a movie star. And she went and became a movie star
Movie
too.
star. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. She's gonna be missed. Um,
Yeah.
um, I know we haven't one of the older DVDs for Wizard of Oz, and there's a documentary on there, hosted by I believe Angela Lansbury, and
Hmm.
they're she was kind of talking about like the history of Wizard of Oz going back to the books, and she made a quote that somebody made back when Frank L. Bombed passed away, and the quote was, it feels like a bit of the world has died now that he's
Hmm.
gone. And
hmm
there's
Yeah.
certain celebrities like Dolly Parton, Robin Williams, Stan
Hmm.
Lee, when they passed away, it just feels like a little part of the world, died with them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Rob Reiner's another one.
Hmm.
Captain O'Hare, another one. Yeah, it just feels like it's a little part of the world, a little bit of the
Hmm.
magic and kindness in the world has,
Yeah.
went away, with
Yeah.
them. But we just gotta carry their legacy. Let's consume their
Hmm.
art and continue to be kind as they were. Jackson, I know I walked away from the for a second, while you guys were talking, did you say anything about Dolly Parton at all?
Just that I live in Pigeon Forge, and that this is where she's from.
Oh
That's
yeah,
mostly what I was talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Now, I've never seen a Dolly Parton movie. If I can only watch one, which one would you guys recommend for me?
It'd be
Uh,
between Steel Magnolias and 9 to 5.
Okay,
9 to 5 is more like a funny caper, and
yeah,
Steel Magnolias is like a straight sort of character piece.
yeah.
So
okay.
they're very different. But
Still,
9 to 5 is more like slapstick funny. Yeah.
yeah. I would say 9 to 5 is probably a better one to start with. And if you still
Yeah, I
want
would
to
say
go on a
so
Dolly
too.
kick, follow it up with Still Magnolias. Drink
Oh,
your juice, Shelby.
I just remembered she was on Hannah Montana. She played like her aunt or like grandma or something like that.
Well, yeah, because in real life she's Miley Cyrus's godmother,
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
or was.
Enough with being sad for right now. Have there been any media that you guys been consuming since the last time we talked? And I'll start with you, Jackson.
I went to see a couple movies. So first I saw The End of Oak Street,
Oh, okay.
Mm.
How was that?
which um, I for most of the movie I was super into it, and then I just really did not care for how it ended. I won't spoil it, but
Okay.
the movie makes a choice that I just found kind of baffling.
Ooh,
Um,
I'm interested to see it now.
Fun.
Overall, though, like Anna Hathaway, awesome as
Yeah.
always. Big
Mm.
fan. Ewan McGregor, not great in the movie
Interesting.
Same.
Okay.
because he's not good at playing Americans.
Mm.
So I just, his accent is just atrocious, and it just really takes you out of it the whole time. It's pretty good though. It's got some really fun like dinosaur horror sequences in it.
Okay.
It does feel very 1980s Amblin, and that's by
Yeah.
design. There are some shots in it. I'm like, oh wow, that looks like something Spielberg did.
Yeah.
Like not just
Hmm.
something he would do. That looks like something he actually came to the set of this movie and would like directed this shot.
Mm.
That's how
Hmm.
spot on a few things are. Anyway,
That's how it was
um,
with when I saw The Birds for the first time. The Albert Hitchcock film.
Hmm.
mhm.
Yeah, I'm like, man, you sure Spielberg didn't direct this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I also went to go see the new movie Tony,
Oh yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Hmm.
about Anthony Bourdain, and I really liked it. It was cool. It's more like I'm glad they don't do like the full biopic thing, and it's just like this
Yeah.
is just about like a summer when he was young, before he knew what he wanted to do with his life, and he's just kind of an asshole.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
that's the character of him. But it's just like a vibes movie.
Mm.
It just
Hmm.
feels like summer in a seaside town, and they're like catching fish, and they're doing drugs and going to parties, and
Okay, cool.
it's just a cool vibes kind of movie. Good soundtrack.
Okay.
Dominic Sessa continues to be
Oh
very good at playing like angry young men in the 70s.
yeah.
So
Yeah. Antonio Banderas is in there, another Tony.
he's awesome.
Okay,
Hmm.
so,
He's so good in the movie.
so
Like he really should win an Oscar.
yeah. So here's
Yeah.
the thing. So you have Anthony Bourdain in the movie. So you got one Tony, or you got somebody playing Anthony Bourdain, and you got Antonio Banderas with Tony is short for Antonio. You just need one more
Yes.
Tony, and you can call the movie Tony, Tony, Tony.
I don't know. Maybe Antonio Banderas has a Tony. I don't know. He's done some stage acting.
No, I
Yeah,
meant
he
no. We
might.
need another like character or actor named Tony.
Yeah, but if he has a Tony, then it would
Oh,
it would like make up for the fact that there's not another Tony.
yeah.
Mm.
You put Tony the Tiger in there randomly.
I
Like,
don't I don't know if he has a Tony, but I could see him having a Tony, you
yeah,
know?
is there like a box of Frosted Flakes somewhere in the movie with Tony the Tiger?
I don't think so. No. I think they do eat a bowl of cereal at some point, but I don't think it's Frosted Flakes.
Okay.
Anyway.
Look at Drew and his weird sense of humor. Added it. Eric, what have you been consuming?
Not a lot. I did go see Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Misama. I think that's how
Hmm.
you say it.
Miasma. I think it's me.
Miasma, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
you're right. You're right. It is miasma. And it's good. It's fun. It is super meta. Almost too meta.
Okay.
Um, I don't even really know. Yeah, like it.
That sounds like I would like it because I love stuff
Yeah,
that's too meta.
yeah. It almost becomes too meta. The beginning of the movie is a lot. They'd have to do a lot of unpacking. And at first, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if this is gonna be good." But it wins me over. Gillian Anderson is wonderful in it.
Oh yeah, I
It's the
love
best
her.
I've seen her in a long time. Because she's mostly been like supporting roles. But yeah, no, it's good. It's fun. It's got a killer soundtrack. I'd recommend seeing it in theaters if you could, because it's probably gonna play till Thursday and be gone.
Mm,
It's one of
Mhm.
those movies where like it's not probably not gonna stick around long in
yeah.
theaters.
Yeah.
There was like
Um,
six other people in the theater with me whenever I went. So,
Oh,
yeah.
I saw
um,
Tony completely alone. I was the only
oh
person
wow,
in theater. Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
Tony probably also will be gone after a week or
Yeah.
so.
The only time that has happened to me was last night in Soho.
Mm,
Um, what was the other movie? Oh, Poor Things, and then Barbarian.
mm. See, I've gotten I gotten to where I'll wait like a few weeks and then
Mm,
go see like a 9 a.m. showtime on
Yeah.
like a Saturday and like no one's in there and I kind of love it. It's
yeah.
kind of nice
I like
sometimes.
being in there by myself. One time, I'll tell you a weird story. This would have been 2012 because the movie I was seeing was the RZA's film, The Man with the Iron Fists.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I go in the theater and it's empty. And I think it's like a 9 o'clock show or something like that. So I go sit like right in the middle of the auditorium. Another guy comes in a few minutes before the lights go down and he sees me and he comes and sits
Oh, you already told
right
the story. You already told
next
the
to
story.
me. Have
Yeah,
I
yeah,
told
yeah.
you this? Yeah, he sat right next to me and just started talking to me. It was so weird.
That's funny.
Sounds kind of nice.
I mean, he seemed like a nice guy. It was just I've never had anybody do that before.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He was nerdy. He wanted to nerd out. That's fine.
Yeah.
It didn't bother
Yeah.
me that much, but it was weird at first.
But no, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check those movies out. As far as what I've been consuming, I've been rewatching Ted Lasso because the new season is coming is out right now
Hmm.
every Wednesday, and I'm like, you know what? I love this show. I want to go back and rewatch it. Um, my favorite character used to be Roy Kent. I think my favorite character now is the title character, Ted. I just love his constant positivity throughout the series. Like, there's something just so infectious about that. For me, and I don't know, man, just the way he just puts things, it's just so cool.
Yeah.
And just I don't know, I just love what Sudeikis brings to that part. Time to get sad again. Because I can finally cross out another Steven Spielberg movie off my watch list.
Was this your
Um,
last one that you hadn't watched, or was this?
yeah, this is the last one. So
Okay.
I finally buckled down and watched from beginning to end in one sitting Schindler's List.
Mm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And heavy.
So I
Yeah.
have this thing with these kind of monolithic movies that people keep hyping up for years and years and years. And then I'm like, okay, is this movie really gonna be that good?
Hmm.
And holy shit, oh, this movie is that fucking good. Like this movie moved me in ways that I can't even describe. Like now, Fableman's I like more than this movie, but
Sure.
it was at least handleable why I like that movie because I can
Sure.
relate to it. This movie, just the way Spielberg just shows the horror of the
Hmm.
Holocaust and the horror of what the Nazis were doing. It's
Hmm.
it blew my mind that this shit was real. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
this is not like some fictional horror movie, like Terrifier or Evil Dead. No, this is some real fucking shit.
Hmm.
And I was watching the Blank Check episode, the podcast, Blank Check, um,
Hmm.
the last couple of days, and they were getting into how Spielberg portrays the violence on screen in this movie. And it's not like so in your face. Like he didn't like zoom in on, like the bullet wounds and all that stuff.
Hmm.
A lot of it is from afar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Case in point, the old man making the doors hinge, and it's not to the quantity that he's making these hinges. It's
Hmm.
not to the liking of Amon Goth, which is Rafe Fiennes' character. So he drags him outside to shoot him, and the gun will not work. And he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it. And the old man flinches every time he hears the click. And Rafe Fiennes inches closer and closer and closer to this man at one point during the sequence. And he, you know, angrily tosses the gun to one of the Nazi soldiers and grabs another gun from his pocket and keeps doing it, and it's not working. All the while, there's violence happening to the Jews in the background
Hmm.
because that's what was happening in these camps was constant violence, constant
Hmm.
oppression. And I don't know how the hell Ray Fiennes did not win an Oscar for this movie because holy fucking shit, this is the
He
most
is,
despicable villain
yeah,
I've
he's pretty
ever
terrifying
seen in my
Yeah.
life.
as a just a person without any remorse or any sort of
Yeah.
like they don't give him any humanity hardly.
Well, here's the thing about that. Well, now that you said that was yes, he's an inhumane monster, but what makes him so interesting and with what Vines brings to the performance is he has the same biological needs that me and you have. He gets cold. He makes a comment about that in his intro.
Mm.
He eats. He sleeps. He has sexual desires. Could you
We
see him
see him
having?
pee. Yeah, we see him pee at one point for like one long
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah, like his little girlfriend is like, just wants to have sex with them as he's sniping these Jews, which is
Hmm.
completely disgusting. He falls in love with one of the Jewish women in this camp. Um, and then, Ben Kingsley giving an underrated performance because, we always think about Ray Fiennes in this movie. He's great in this movie. And then Liam Neeson is great in this movie.
Mm.
And I don't know how the Academy even voted between him and Tom Hanks. Because it was Tom Hanks here for Philadelphia, and he ended up
Hmm.
winning. And I freaking love Liam Neeson in this movie too. And I did not realize that that Oscar Schindler supported the Nazi Party. I thought he was just completely oblivious to it. Like he was very politically neutral. But no, he
Hmm.
supported the Nazi Party, and it wasn't like he saw the Jews as vermin. He basically saw the Jews as like collateral that he can use
Hmm.
to help him profit or that he can profit
Hmm.
off of. He was a ladies' man. Um,
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
I
that
think.
really funny bit where he's trying to find a secretary, and all he cares about is if they're hot or not.
Hmm.
And it just keeps going through a montage of him, staring at these women. And he gets like this really older lady who's a great typist, and then he just kind of like looked away as he's puffing away at his cigarette. What I thought was pretty funny. The only like real funny moment in the movie. Um, and then you get to the part where he, you know, gets with that one guy, and he makes the list of the Jews that he wants to save, and he just keeps listing them off. Because now he realizes, no, each one of these individuals are human beings like me, and I have not realized that till now.
Hmm.
And it's just this montage, and he keeps asking, how many names do we have? And the guy keeps going, 300. No, more names. Give me more names. And then he's like, 500. No, more names. I need more names. And then they finally get to 1,000, over 1,000 names.
Hmm.
And then cap at that end of that scene where the guy that's typing out these names says, "This list is life." And then that John Williams music swells up. Man, it's such a beautiful moment. And to think that this actually happened. There was a guy named Oscar Sindler that saved 1,000 Jewish lives from this
Hmm.
horrible situation. And then the sour scene when you think that they're gonna die, and I'm like, no, are they gonna die? Because I didn't know what was gonna happen. And then it was water, and then they keep laughing because they know like we're saved. And
Hmm.
then at the end of the movie, where Oscar Schindler tells Ben Kingsley's character, "I could have saved more," and then Ben Kingsley goes, "He who saves, um, a few." I think that's how it goes. Saves the world.
Saves, yeah, saves one life. I think it saves one life, saves the world entirety or
Yeah,
something
and he
like
even
that.
and Schindler even mentions that if I sell my button, then I can save two more lives, and the canal each life to him is valuable
Hmm.
to him, and and then there's one part when he once the Jews are freed. I know this movie. I'm sorry, I'm going off on this movie. This movie really
I
has
know.
me
I mean, it's a
iconic.
long movie. I
it's
get it. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a
basically
lot.
turning into an episode about Schindler's List.
Yeah. And then there's this one part when like once the Jews are free and they're still working for Sindler, but he's treating them fairly. And he goes
Hmm.
up to the old man and he says, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm working." And then he leans over to him and he says, "I think you need to be in synagogue right now." Man. And Liam Neeson just had that kind of presence and vibrato and gravitas to him. Man, this movie, it was a whirlwind of emotion. And then
Hmm.
that last bit where it was the real life Oscar, you know, or Schindler's Jews, as they're called in the in the text,
Hmm.
and they go to this grave. Man, and then they highlight a few of the people, and then it's that painting shot where it's just that huge line of all of them to really tell you like the magnitude of, like, how many people he was actually on that list. And it's
Hmm.
not, and at this point, it's not actors playing them. It's the real life people. And then the final text of the movie, the final emotional beat is dedicated to the millions of Jews that were murdered. And then you
Hmm.
have that John Williams music playing during the credits with that Perlman guy with the violin, that iconic theme. And
Hmm.
Spielberg even said that this is his favorite John Williams score that he's ever done for any of his movies. And I don't blame him. I get it. I know why this movie held to such high regard and why schools showed this movie and why back in the 90s when this movie was first broadcast, they broadcast it in its entirety with no commercial breaks and no censorship to show the magnitude of what actually
Hmm.
happened. Like that is how powerful this movie is. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I left you guys on a downer note. But
No,
man,
it's cool.
I just have to talk about this movie. This movie really got to me. And honestly, I was disturbed when I was watching this stuff going on.
Hmm.
I did not start to get knots in my stomach until I listened to the blank check episode when they were
Hmm.
describing the stuff again and talking
Mhm.
about like how Spielberg betrays the violence in this movie is when it really started to hit me like in my
Hmm.
stomach, like where I actually had knots in my stomach and I was actually at a local car repair shop, get my tires looked at when I was listening to a part of that episode, and I was just an emotional wreck sitting there in that waiting room, just thinking about like the magnitude of this movie. But
Mhm.
you guys got anything you want to say about this movie?
I feel like you've done
Nothing.
all the
Yeah,
talking
you
for
said it all.
me. Yeah. I did see it on TV. I will say I did see it on TV uncut
Yeah, that's
whenever
how
I
I
was a
watched
kid.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it was on PBS at the
Mm.
time.
But yeah, yeah. When people say that this is his masterpiece, like they truly mean it. It's still, I would say it's lower on my top 10 list, but it's still his masterpiece as far as like a drama goes. I think it gotta be a tie between this and E.T. because they're just two different movies and two different eras of his career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would be hard to like quantify them, I guess. This is a different type of movie than E.T.,
I mean,
you
this
know.
is really the beginning of his second era
Sure. And it's
because
probably the
this is when
best.
he starts working with Janusz Kaminski.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
it's true.
yeah.
Uh, and this is probably the best one of these sort of dramas that Spielberg did in his later half of his career. Maybe, I don't know, Saving Private Ryan's still pretty good.
That's probably
But,
my
you know,
favorite drama of his.
Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, cause it just because my dad was a comic medic, and seeing the
Mm.
D-Day invasion really got to me. But as far as like importance, you gotta give to Sindler. You gotta give it to Sindler's List.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. I don't know, man. I needed to talk about this movie.
Okay.
It's been eating
You've
away.
done it.
It's
You
been
did it.
eating.
You finally watched it. It took years.
I started watching it a while back, and it was just so rough that I had to turn
Yeah.
it off. And then I finally sat and watched it in its entirety. I told myself if I ever watch this movie again, I'm skipping all the violent scenes. But
Oh
then
yeah.
no,
But you
I'm like,
can't do that. Yeah.
now I'm
yeah,
Not
like,
you
for
can't
I
do
gotta
probably this
it.
watch it in
movie.
its entirety. I gotta get the full context of it.
Sure.
And then yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna watch this, or at least I'm not gonna watch it for a while, for a long.
Yeah.
It's not a movie that I revisit a lot. I think I may have only seen it 2 or 3 times in my
Mm,
entire life. Maybe
Yeah.
just twice. But it's good. It's a really good movie. It's a hard movie to watch. It is
yes.
very emotionally draining.
But anyways, guys, you ready to get into the Studio Ghibli of it all?
Yes, please.
And let's talk about Princess Mononoke and the plot summary for Princess Mononoke according to the Internet Movie Database. After a deadly curse forces them from home, a young warrior journeys west and is drawn into a conflict between ancient forest spirits, an iron town, and a wolf-raised girl. All right, Eric. What is your quick thoughts about Princess Mononoke?
It's great. This was like the first Studio Ghibli Miyazaki film that I'd seen. And I only knew about it because I probably saw it late 90s, early 2000s.
Hmm.
And I only knew about it because I had a friend in high school who loved like anime. And so I'd seen Akira, Akira, whatever how you say it, Akira. And
Yeah.
then so
Say
he was like,
IKEA.
next up. And so next up, he was like, "You gotta watch Princess Mononoke," and I was just like, "I don't know, I'm not really." I was like getting out of like Disney princess stuff, so that's what I thought it was.
Oh, it's definitely
Very
not.
Yeah.
surprised when it wasn't that. So yeah, no, very shocking. It's still shocking when he shoots off that guy's arms early in the movie. I'd forgotten about that. I probably haven't seen this in 10, 20 years now. Probably I've probably seen
Hmm.
it since like 2006 or so. Um, it holds up for the most part. There's some clunky bits in it. Some of the editing gets a little weird at times. But I don't know. It's a wonderful kind of epic, and it holds up all these years later, almost 30 years later now. It's great.
Jackson?
I had never seen this until today.
Hey.
So it is literally, I got done watching the movie and then logged on to talk to y'all. So, because
Kind
I'd put it off the whole time.
uh-huh.
Anyway, no, I had known about this movie forever. And I saw Spirited Away and really loved it, when it first came out on video or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And this one was one that I think I got it from the video store and I started watching it. I probably watched it like, 5 or 10 minutes and I wasn't in the mood for something like that and I turned it off.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd never really seen it. I'd just seen like the first scene or whatever. But it's really rad. I was super into it. I didn't think I was gonna be into it because especially when I see the runtime, it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
that.
Uh-huh.
It's like, no, don't do that. I don't want to watch a over 2 hour animated film. Anyway, but no, I really liked it. It is kind of slow moving in spots, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, overall, I was super into it. We'll talk about it as we go along.
Yeah. I fucking love this movie. It's one of my favorite Ghibli movies. We'll get to
Mm-hmm.
the ranking later in the episode,
Mm-hmm.
but man, this movie is just so beautifully made. It talked about a topic that's really important. Our
Still
relationship,
important. Yeah, like
yeah,
still important. 30 years later after they
yeah,
made this thing.
our relationship with nature.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking the entire time I was watching this movie last night that this is basically the good version of Avatar.
Yeah, I
Military
can see that.
industrialism versus spiritualism.
I mean, Lord of the Rings did it too, though.
Oh yeah,
True.
but that's not like the
So
main focus of that movie. Or that
no, but it's a big part of it. I
yeah,
mean, like the
Yeah,
whole Sauron subplot is all about that.
yeah.
So
building his army.
But no, yeah, I really love this movie. I've seen it before. I didn't really remember it too much. All these movies were a second watch for me, besides Boy and the Heron and Kiki's Delivery Service.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I love the action in this movie. I think it's very vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Really enjoyed Billy Crudup as Ashkira, I think his name is, or Astira.
oh
Ash.
shoot.
I'm gonna call him
Don't
Ash.
remember.
I just call him
Yeah.
Ash. I couldn't tell it was him, honestly. I knew it was him, but like voice wise, I couldn't tell it was
Mm.
him.
Mm-hmm.
And they got Minnie Driver in here as Lady Ambassi. Which is funny because my mom watched a little bit about Howl's Movie Castle with me. And she thought
Hmm.
that Sophie would voice by Minnie Driver, and I'm like, that's not Minnie Driver, but it does sound like her. Um,
See, I never even think
Yeah.
about who's voicing in this
yeah.
movie, other than Christian Bale. That was the only one I was like, that's Christian Bale. I can hear him doing the Batman voice.
I have
Like all the rest of them, like, yeah, it's fine. I not even trying to think about who's doing it,
Sophie,
sort of thing.
get in my
Yeah,
damn castle.
him as like
I'm
Bird
Batman.
Howl. Him as Bird Howl sounds just like Batman.
I'm
He was just
Batman.
giving. It was like
I got a
His
castle
test
for the
run for Batman here.
Batcave.
Are you doing Howl or are you doing
Oh my
Batman? I
god.
can't tell.
I'm doing both because I am both. I'm Batman. I'm Bat Hal. But no, yeah,
Okay. We're not even talking about that movie yet.
but yeah, there's any highlights you want to talk about? You want to mention for this movie?
Highlights like overall,
Yeah. Yeah, well,
all
yeah,
of it. I
let's
don't
get
know.
into
Like,
breakdowns, whatever you want to talk about. You know how this episode goes. The
um,
thing about this movie was I was so engrossed by it
mhm.
that I totally forgot I had to write some notes for it.
Oh, I got you. Shocking violence. For a movie like this was not.
Yeah,
I
I did
always
not
for.
did not expect that at all.
Yeah.
So that really threw me at first because it's like me as Docky. He's
Uh-huh.
got severed heads and stuff.
Yeah. Even for like a PG-13 movie, like this is still like
Right?
it's still within a kid's, and then like as soon as the first person he shoots, it's like his arms fly off completely.
Well, then the
And then
next
like
person he shoots them in the neck and their head
the head
pops
just
off their
shoots right
body.
off. There's like pigs vomiting blood, like all this like grotesque violent
Yeah,
stuff
this
in
is
this
like some
movie.
Kill Bill type shit right here.
Yeah. But it's all really well done. Like all of the animation in this movie, like all of Miyazaki movies,
Mhm,
are gorgeous.
mhm,
Um, there's stuff in this movie, I've forgotten about some of like the textures of the leaves like on them. Like
Mm.
the first shot of our lead, like riding through the woods on his deer best friend, on his best
Mhm.
friend deer, and like the way the shadows kind of run off of him, man, it's beautiful, gorgeous stuff.
Yeah, and then we had that little like I guess you call it like I guess a cloak made out of like
Straw,
yeah
his like straw
straw.
cloak, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and you know like as he's moving around in the action scenes and running on his deer and all that stuff, the way that like kind of flaps in the wind is really beautiful too.
Hmm. This movie's
Oh,
also
the
very dark. Like they just like he gets infected and they're like, you gotta
Yeah,
leave. We can't have you here anymore, and kick him completely out of the
this
village.
movie,
yeah.
even though I kind of compared it to like Avatar and you know a little bit of like Two Towers with you know Treebeard and all that stuff, and then
Hmm.
you know Pocahontas and Dances with Wolves. This movie kind of reminded me of Legend of Zelda a little bit in the feel.
Yeah,
You know,
I can
like
see
this
that.
Oh
young,
yeah.
you know, boy has to go out on this adventure.
Hmm.
And I mean, and then I don't know when Majora's Mask came out, but the whole idea of being like this, having this infection and having this curse, and you gotta like, you
Hmm.
know, get a cure, definitely remind me of Majora's Mask a little bit.
Majora's Mask would have been after this because
Okay.
Ocarina, I think, came out in 98.
Okay.
If I'm
Okay.
thinking, if that's right, it may have been a little earlier, but Majora's Mask was after this movie, I'm pretty sure. But now I'm gonna look it up because I don't remember. 2000. So yeah, about 3 years
Okay.
after this.
Yeah. Well, I also really like the animation on Princess Mononoke. That character, who, you know, in the orphan was adopted by these two wolf
Hmm.
characters. Um, which is pretty cool. And I really like her character. To the thing I think the thing about this movie that makes it so much better than Avatar is I think it is the the villain. This is for a while you think it's Lady in Bashu. I think that's how I
Hmm.
say her name. Where in Avatar you got the Colonel played by Stephen Lang, and he's very good with what he's given, in my opinion.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
he's had that like look to him, that like the very intimidating look. He's just your classic, you know, military, you know, asshole
Yeah.
character. You can kind of
Yeah.
get behind Lady and Bosti a little bit because
No, no. Yeah, for sure.
he's trying to, well, he has a bit of a heart here because he's taking care of these leopards and he's trying to
Leopards.
kill.
All these like ladies from these bordellos
Yeah,
like that she's
No,
taking
but
in.
there's also the lepers that they're in there like making
Yeah.
guns for and stuff. Yeah.
yeah,
It's
but
this
but
weird sort of combination of like a graying of a villain. Like she's not a terrible person. She's not one of those mustache twirling
hmm.
villains where she's like, I'm going to
Yeah.
kill the forest. She has reasons she wants to do it. They don't quite make sense,
Well,
but she has but
that's the thing.
she's
I was
looking
going
out
to
for
say that like he's killing the forest spirits because he believes that their blood can heal people,
it's a bit of a
including
stretch on her end. I don't really know where she got that from.
yeah,
I remember her saying that. I was just like, wait, how does she know that? Like,
yeah. But at least there's like a reason for that.
sure.
Where okay, you know, Cameron comes up with this obscure mineral called unobtainium that we don't know how it's gonna
Hmm.
save Earth. At least in the second one, the second Avatar, like that whale, the thing they're trying to get from the whales, like, do they tell you straight up why they need it? But I mean, I mean, it's still not great. Reason, their emotional reason why this character is trying to get what he's trying to do what he's trying to do, um,
Sure.
kind of thing.
Now,
Um,
everyone in this story is sort of painted in these grays. Like, there's always these, um, people are always calling into question their alliances and their loyalties, throughout the entire movie, to the point where at the end, like they have to split ways. Like they're still, like she belongs to the forest, and he's like, I'm gonna help them rebuild the Iron Town, but we're gonna do it better this time.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I think it is part of like sort of like the every all these characters like in a classic Disney movie, they would all be painted in very broad strokes. But here, like we're given the time. One, we're having like a 2 hour, 15-minute movie, so we're given the
Yeah.
time to sort of explore sort of like their backstories and why they're doing things, and it's not as black and white. It's not as easy or as simple, which I think makes it for a more interesting movie.
Well, that's the one thing we keep talking about with Miyazaki was he was a child of WW2. I don't know if he was around during that time period.
He was like 5 years old or something
Yeah.
like that
Okay, yeah. So
when it ended. So
yeah, and then so he saw the effect of it. And so this is
yeah.
another one of those movies like My Neighbor Totoro, like Boy and the Heron. And honestly, the next movie that we're gonna be talking about in a little bit, where like you see, he was traumatized, but the damage that he saw, and seeing his country, rebuild, right,
Hmm.
before his eyes. Um, this movie definitely delves into a lot of that kind of thing where you have, this culture that's very like spiritual and very one with nature. And now, granted, they did attack us. I'm not taking anything away from
Yeah.
Pearl Harbor, but then you have this whole idea that um, two wrongs don't make a right.
Hmm.
An eye for an eye make the world blind. We attacked them as well, and bombed them, which is
Yeah, we
really
did we
bad.
did more damage to them than they
Yeah.
did to us.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know, their country like rose back up to prominence through one technology and then also just their art.
Hmm.
Um that's why we're talking about, you know, these animated films today because it's the perfect marriage of the two.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, I Miyazaki hmm, I have more to say about the next movie than I do about this one, I guess.
Yeah.
But it is interesting, like this sort of undercurrent of war that sort of goes through both of these. It's really
Yeah.
weird the pairings that we've had over the summer. Because like Spirited Away and Totoro, it's like children interacting with spirits and sort of navigating that world, and then Boy and the Heron and Kiki's Delivery Service is more about like coming of age and like growing into adulthood and figuring out like your place in the world there. And now we
Yeah.
have these two like big kind of war stories,
Which
one
is
of which
which is
is
yeah.
far more whimsical than the other. This one not so whimsical. This one's just kind of
No.
cool. Like
Hmm.
the action is really cool. And I don't think of Miyazaki as being like an action guy. Like his movies have a certain kineticism to
Hmm.
them.
Hmm.
But if you look at something like Kiki or Totoro, like those are very pastoral and pleasant and everything. And then you got this where you got like limbs flying off and people jumping
Sword
through the
fights,
air
yeah.
Yeah, like this is
and
a
you got a
true
feral
epic
girl that
movie
like
right
is
here.
running on all fours across the rooftops and everything. And it's like
Hmm.
this is really cool, like epic action stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. This is a real epic movie. Like this is a very
Hmm.
kind of a Kira Kurosawa type movie as
Hmm.
well.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, man, I love this movie. Um, I want to talk about Gillian Anderson voicing the fucking wolf. Wow, that's cool. That's awesome. Too bad she couldn't she didn't book the fox because he's quite a foxy lady, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Hey man, I like women, okay? And I like foxes.
I know.
Everyone who listens to this podcast regularly knows.
There's two things I'm always gonna talk about on this podcast: Steven Spielberg and women.
Okay.
It's true.
Yeah, I
It's true.
respect women, man. Like I respect women in all different aspects: their beauty, their intelligence. It's not just
Yes,
them
we
being
know.
beautiful.
I will say there are some weird cuts in this movie from time to time. I noticed some early on is the Billy Bob Thornton character. well, some of his like earlier scenes, like they felt like they chopped them short. Like there's like hard cuts at the end of scene. I don't know. It may be like a stylistic choice, but it felt like there was some like choppy bits in there from time to time. And I wonder if like it was a longer movie and they
Mhm.
cut it down to like 2 hours and 15 minutes. I don't know. It's just something I thought about while I was watching it this time through.
Yeah. Wait, so you couldn't tell that was Billy Bob Thornton at all?
No, I could tell that was Billy Bob Thornton.
Oh, can I
That was
remember?
the one.
Okay,
That
I
was the
mean,
one I was just like, that's Billy Bob Thornton because
oh
he
yeah,
sounds like Billy Bob Thornton. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He was
These
really good
all
in here
have
too.
some weird castings in the English dubs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but
Yeah,
it's
they're
one of the
probably
stranger ones.
yeah, they're just probably just trying to get like a mainstream audience. Well,
Exactly.
Well, it came from like this is right after Sling Blade. Sling Blade
mm,
was like owned by Miramax, I believe. And Miramax is
Mm,
what distributed this one, so they're probably like, Billy Bob,
yeah.
we want you to voice this weird monk who's going to steal the head of the forest creature. He's like, yeah, I can do it. And he doesn't quite fit for this
yeah, that's
movie. He
where
is like
the
a weird
movie.
choice.
That's when the
He's like
movie.
almost too laid back and goofy for it.
Yeah, that's where the movie kind of lost me a little bit. Not as much as Howl Moving Castle, but we'll get to that.
Sure.
Where you find out that he's a villain. I'm like, what? That's weird. That's like kind of the only thing. But I'm sure if I watch this movie again for the third time, I might catch on to that.
It's a cool movie. This movie is always cool. It was cool the first time I saw it. It was cool. This is probably my third or fourth watch of it, and
Mm.
it's cool this time. I'd forgotten about so much stuff because it's been probably, you know, maybe 20 years since the last time I watched it. Maybe 10, maybe 10. But it's been a while, and so like I remember the broad strokes of it, but there was just so many like little details, little small little bits here and there that just like escape. Like the way. You were talking about it earlier, the way our lead moves, San, I think believes her
Mm.
name.
Yeah.
Like the way her earrings move on her, like the way they're
Oh
just like
yeah.
independent of her. It's gorgeous, gorgeous animation stuff.
Yeah, well, see, we're speaking of Legend of Zelda. The way he moved also reminded me of Link a little bit,
Sure,
like a
yeah, the way
young
she
Link,
runs,
especially.
yeah.
Yeah. Ah, what, ah. That's all I remember. I remember
What?
that. I remember that, and I remember that fucking damn fairy, Navi, that keeps bugging you, that goes like, "Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Hey, listen! Shut the fuck up, Navi. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where this fucking Tenzin is. You keep bugging the piss out of me."
You gotta listen to her. She's trying to help you.
Yeah, you're not doing shit. You're just telling me I gotta find this dungeon. You're not telling me how to find the dungeon. You're just telling me I gotta find the dungeon. You stupid asshole, fucking bitch.
I haven't
Poor
played
Navi.
any of these Zelda games.
He's accurately
So,
describing it. It is
okay.
100% like he is saying. It is kind of annoying. He is not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, I love Zelda, but yeah,
I,
that's
I
very annoying.
I love the little sprites in this with the twitchy heads
Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
they're
yeah.
cute.
that sort of spin around. They're cute, but they're like really, really strange.
Hmm.
Yeah. I
So
don't.
That's what this movie does well is that it once it goes full on
Yeah.
strange by the end, like it just like all in.
I mean, it gets there pretty quickly. I mean, that the first demon thing that they're fighting, with the worms coming out of it and everything, and the red eyes, like that's pretty gnarly stuff right
It's true.
away.
Yeah. It gets cosmic by the end though, I think is maybe what I'm getting towards. Where like the guy
Sure.
like once the spirit of the forest finally comes in and he's
Mhm.
so strange looking. Like it's
Yeah.
that face with like the head of like horns on it, like in the
Mhm.
weird bird feet that can walk on water. I don't know. I love all of
I
like
remember
these
the
weird
big like
choices.
jellyfish thingy, the big blue thing that you're talking about.
Oh, like the spirit, like once it becomes its sort of like see-through eternal figure
Yeah.
that is like looming over the forest. Yeah, he does look a little jellyfishy.
Um, but yeah, I do want to before we get into our favorite part and least favorite part, I do
Sure.
want to talk about my favorite line in the movie, or one of my favorite lines in the movie is when towards the end of the movie before this big battle where Morrow, Gillian Anderson's character tells I'm just gonna call him Billy Crudup. I'm not gonna pronounce that name again. Just out of respect to the Japanese
I
people.
think it's Ashitaka.
Asitaka, okay.
Ashitaka.
Yeah.
He tells him, I lie here. I listen to the pain of the forest. and feel the ache of the bullet in my chest and dream of a day when I will finally crunch that gun's that woman's gun's head with my jaw.
Hmm.
And then there's just constant back and forth between those two characters where he's like, can't we, just get along? And then, Morrow's like, well, you just sound like every other human,
Hmm.
kind
Hmm.
of, kind of thing. But yeah, really beautiful movie. Speaking of those little forest sprite thingies, whatever we were,
Hmm.
I don't know if it's still there now, but at one point, the Academy Museum in LA had a whole Studio Ghibli
Mm.
section, and they had those little sprite thingies,
Mm.
Mm.
which is pretty cool. Even Spike Lee had a section at one point.
Hmm. Yeah, I imagine they probably have rotating exhibits. They switch
Yeah,
things
they're gonna do
out.
a
Yeah.
Spielberg one, which, oh my gosh, I want to go to that so bad. Please, somebody take me, Mom, Eric. Let's go to LA to the
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
Academy Museum and see the Spielberg exhibit.
Just let me know when it is.
Yeah, that'll be my dream come true, bro. Eric, favorite part and least favorite part of this movie?
Favorite part. Ooh, good question. My favorite part is I just love that spirit of the forest.
Mm,
He's so weird looking, and I just love. I feel like when he like stares right into the screen, he's like looking into my soul. I don't know how to describe it. Makes me feel weird
yeah,
in the best possible way. So Spirit of the Forest, my favorite
kind
one.
of like
Just that
Pearl
strange design.
at the end of
Pearl?
that movie. Kind of like Mia Goth at the end of Pearl.
Mia got the end of the pearl is the funniest in credit scene I think I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know, it wasn't funny. It was tragic and creepy.
I
It's
laughed a
pretty
lot
funny
at
too.
I laughed a lot
I
at
don't.
the
I don't
end.
agree. I did not care with that. That was the fun part of
Her
it.
crying midway through it, like it just continuing to smile makes
Dude,
me I don't know. It
I
looks
was
great.
freaking Nathan Fillion from Solar when I saw that scene for the
Uh,
first time. I'm like, now that's some fucked up shit.
Mm.
But I was like, least favorite part if you have one.
You know what? I don't really have one. The movie may be just a hair too long. It drags a little in the middle, I say if anything. But man, it's got a great opening and ending, and it's got a lot of gray area, which I appreciate. And so maybe it's a little too long. It drags a little. That's
Yeah.
it. That's probably my only thing. And I don't really have a specific thing. It's just that.
Jackson, what is your favorite part? And least favorite part of this movie?
think my favorite part is the music.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
'Cause we've talked about the music on a lot of these, and I always enjoy the scores in these movies, but this is probably my favorite of the scores. It just has that sort of swelling
Mm,
orchestra. A lot of the Miyazaki movies, it's like they'll have like a simple piano score, and I love that too. But I
mm,
love that this one gets to be like lush and big, and sort of John Williamsy, I guess.
yeah.
Not maybe not John Williamsy, but you know
Definitely
what I
remind,
mean, though.
yeah, definitely reminded me of Karate Kid Part 2 a little bit, or like a lot of like, like Oriental like movies have a lot of these kind of like kind of feel to them.
Okay,
Or not, or like you know what I mean? I don't know. There's just like a certain like sentimentality that this music has that
sure,
it plays on
yeah.
heartstrings. And what is your least favorite part if you have one?
Same as what Eric said. There are parts of this movie. There are weird shots in this movie that would be like just a long, like a wide,
Hmm.
landscape, and there was nothing even moving in the shot. It was just sort of would sit there on it for a little bit. And I recognize it's like deliberate, but at the same time, I was like, this is weird. I don't get it. So anyway, it's
Well,
a very minor complaint. I like
yeah.
this movie. It's good,
Yeah.
You stole
but
my
it is long.
yeah. You stole my favorite part of this movie.
Uh,
You son of a bitch.
oh well.
So I'm gonna go with that monologue that Mara gives to Billy Crudup's character because I totally forgot how to pronounce his name. Because I'm just an ignorant white guy that don't know how to pronounce different cultures' names. Um, Honestly, I'm joking. I totally
Yeah.
respect other people's cultures.
Well,
Um,
yeah, but sometimes it's hard.
yeah, I
Sometimes it's hard to
don't
pronounce.
want to fuck it up
So
and
yeah, yeah,
Sure.
exactly.
offend anybody. Um, yeah, so I'll go that speech. Least favorite part, again, I probably have to rewatch the movie a third time to really get this. It was just kind of weird that Billy Bob Thornton's character just all of a sudden becomes a villain. It was a little weird for me.
Yeah, I mean, I guess technically he's been the villain since the top, and he's only been doing things that benefit him. He's just
Mhm.
been using other people to benefit him. But it
Yeah.
is a weird sort of turn in that third little bit. They go like, "Oh, he's just carrying this head off for some
Yeah,
reason."
but then like they give the head back, and he's like, "Oh well, I guess we shouldn't have done that or whatever." It's
Mhm.
like he just sort of like he gets
Yeah.
off the hook. He gets away with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, Jackson, what would you give this movie out of 10?
Uh, this is like, I mean, this is not like a personal fave of
Mhm.
mine. We'll see as we do the ranking later, but like, it's still really good. I'd still give it like, I'll give it an 8. Yeah,
Right?
it feels right. Yeah, just measuring just the overall quality of it based against my own sort of personal feelings, I'd lean more towards the high quality side.
Yeah.
It's very good. Yeah.
Eric?
Oh, same. I give it an 8 as well.
Okay, cool.
It's really good. It's not as good as I remember it being the first time I watched it, but it still holds up pretty well.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna give this movie a perfect 10 out of 10.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, this movie, I mean, it's no Lord of the Rings as far as like these epic movies. It's no Hidden Fortress. But as far as like a Miyazaki movie that's less whimsical and more, really getting into like the spiritual side of things. When we're
Hmm.
gonna compare this to like Spirited Away. I guess Spirited Away is more whimsical, but that really delves into like spiritual stuff. Or
Yeah.
A Boy Named Heron. This is my favorite of those kind of Miyazaki movies. Very
Okay.
more entertaining. There wasn't a lot of stuff going on like in Spirited Away. I think that's what turned me off about that film. Um,
This one is definitely more. I mean, there's a lot going on because it's
mm,
so big in scale, but the images themselves are more simple and a lot of times. Spirited Away, it's like just pure noise all the time,
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about it. And this movie is more stark, I guess.
yeah. The official horror sci-fi and beyond score.
9. Sorry, go ahead. You can cut that out. Redo it. I won't say anything this time, I promise.
The official horror sci-fi and beyond score for Princess Mononoke is a 9. Alright guys, so let's move on to Howl's Moving Castle. So the plot summary for Howl's Moving Castle, according to the Internet Movie Database. When a young woman is cursed with an old body by a spiteful witch, her only chance of breaking the spell lies within a self-indulgent yet insecure young wizard and his companions in his legged walking castle. Okay, Jackson, what is your quick thoughts about Howl's Moving Castle?
I saw this a long time ago, and probably right after it came out on video.
Mm-hmm.
And I hadn't rewatched it until just this week, and I did not remember anything about it. It was like watching it and every once in a while something would happen and be like, oh, I think I remember this a little bit. But it was like very sparse in my mind. And overall, this one's not my favorite. It's got a lot of stuff that I love in it. But overall, if you remember when we talked about the boy and the heron, I was like kind of checked out for the first half and then
Mm-hmm.
really was into the second half. This movie's almost the opposite of that,
Yeah.
which is kind of a bigger knock against it. Like if you got me really invested in it and then you start to lose me towards the end, that's not a great sign.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's stuff in this movie I really love. So anyway.
Eric?
Yeah, I'm almost in the same boat. I went back and checked my like letterbox score for this, and it was a 5 after I watched it, and I was like, that's way too high. I don't know why. I guess 2004, Eric, or at least when I got on Letterboxd and rated it, I was just like, yeah, I remember that one being perfect. But rewatching it now, I'm like, it sort of like sets its plot in motion. Like, oh, she's got to save herself, and then it just like abandons that for a real long stretch of the movie. And I'm like, that's fine. It's fun. It's never boring, but it's also like, I don't know. It's just again, like Jackson said, it's not my favorite of these. It feels a little more lackadaisical in its just like plotting. And
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
don't really believe their romance. I think it's maybe my main thing is like why they would
It
fall
does
in
not
love
make any sense
any
at all.
sense. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
okay. Um, but that again, like, there's some wonderful bits. I love the turnip guy, even though he turns out to be a prince. Like, and her kiss somehow fixes him, even though it's for
And
true love.
but it's like, I don't know. It is
There's
the
so
most
many.
I was
random ass
I was
thing in the
disappointed that
world.
he didn't turn into Prince.
I
That
thought someone else.
sounded
I
kind
thought
of
she was
better.
going to kiss someone else after that, and they were going to break
Yeah.
another curse. Like someone else we didn't even know was cursed. Like the little boy's going
Everybody's
to turn into, yeah,
everybody's got
everyone's
curses
cursed.
on them.
Mhm.
Yeah, it would have been really cool if the turnip guy would have been Prince, like actual
If only.
Prince.
If
Oh
only.
my gosh.
If you will a picture, you and God engaged in a kiss. It's better you
Okay.
try to
Oh my
cover
god.
me. Can you, my darling? Can you picture this?
I cannot picture it at all.
But I do enjoy this movie. It is always engaging for the most
Yeah.
part, even when its logic doesn't make a bit of sense. And its plotting is all over the map.
Mm,
It's still gorgeous to look at, and it's still, it's 2 hours, but it moves
mm,
by at a pretty brisk pace. So
Yeah.
yeah. I
I'll say
think
that.
I think it's a tradition with these Studio Ghibli movies in the English dub that they just get like a well-known comedian to voice the psychic in every single one of them.
I think this one works way better than Phil Hartman and Kiki's Delivery
Kiki,
Service.
yeah.
Really?
So
I
Hmm.
I
like both
do.
Saltifer and Jeezy equally.
I'll I'll tell you why. So Phil Hartman's really funny.
Hmm.
Uh and nothing can take that away from him. But Billy Crystal is really funny and is more capable of pathos. Like you can sort of
Yeah.
believe his inner emotional life. And Phil Hartman, maybe he could do that, but he was never really called on to do that. And
But it's
Hmm.
not that kind
so
of performance. The
I know, but
character didn't call for that.
maybe it could have done that still. I don't know.
That's true.
I don't know. That's just how I feel about what's the character's name in this?
Saltifer.
Cal
Calcifer?
Calcifer.
Saltifer.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he just seems like more of a full character than Gigi did. And maybe that's just by design.
Yeah.
Well,
His
This
Jeezy
is
life
kind
a
of
is on the
is
longer
line.
in the
movie,
lead
and yeah.
Yeah.
during the second half of that movie.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so that's fair.
Anyway,
For my quick thoughts, I really enjoyed this movie. You know, this movie's really whimsical in a lot of spots. I even wrote down in my notes that this is actually the best Doctor Strange movie that they ever made.
you're not wrong. I mean, it's very much like a Doctor Strange movie in some
Yeah, because you
ways.
got like this really crazy,
Magical doorways and you're
yeah,
flying around. And, yeah.
you got this weird headquarters that leads to like different dimensions and
Hmm.
realms and all that stuff.
His jacket looks
It,
like a cape at the top,
Right.
yeah. Hey, maybe Christian Bale should have played Doctor Strange.
But then we couldn't have had him play Gore the God Killer.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true.
Well, I mean, I know we're not talking about Marvel, but the more I think about it, I really like Doctor Strange in the MCU. Like, I don't know. I think that's just a cool character and a
I like
cool,
that first movie.
yeah.
Not crazy about
Yeah.
the second movie.
I just
It's
like
fine. It's
slightly
fine.
more. I like it
Second one's got its moments
Yeah, it
for
has its
sure.
moments. There are good bits in it, but at the same time, I'm like,
yeah.
shrug.
Um, but I will say I like how the characters are sort of like, especially the character of Hal. I like how he's introduced through this movie or in the beginning of the movie where you don't see him and you don't really know what his deal is till like maybe like 5 minutes into it.
Mhm.
But like they see his council come in and all these ladies are like, oh, Howl's back in town, and one another one goes, he only goes after the pretty ones.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Well,
really like that.
you should be safe then.
But no, I really like that because it really establishes that he's a bit of a ladies' man. He's a bit of a tramp.
Hmm.
Um, and like I said, I can't remember if I captured this on the recording. I kind of have a crush on Hal a little bit. Especially in the beginning of this movie where these soldiers are kind of harassing Sophie. And then he comes in and saves her, and then like they kind of fly around the town and jump on the roofs and all that stuff. I'm like, man, I wish Hal could do that for me. That's pretty
But he
Yeah, all of that
also
is very charming.
yeah.
sure.
So,
But he also dooms her because that's the whole reason that the witch of the waste shows up.
Yes, yeah.
yeah.
That cad Hal, like he doesn't care about anybody,
Hmm.
which doesn't make any sense of why they fall in love later in the movie.
Yeah.
But
He just
whatever.
fuck is what he wants to do. He wants some action.
But he's
What it
also
comes down to.
he is also super moody, like the
Yeah.
moodiest teenager in the world.
I mean, I can't blame the guy. I was like that.
He accidentally dyed his hair and it was end of the world. He turned into goo.
Yeah. Yeah, which was really gross. Funny story, my mom sat in on part of this movie and was completely weirded out. Like she even asked me, like, is this somebody's like weird, twisted nightmare?
I
Um,
mean, Miyazaki, if you're not ready for kind of what he
mm,
does, it might weird you out a little bit.
yeah. I
So
will,
it's pretty weird stuff.
yeah, I should have told her, I'm like, oh, then don't watch House then. Don't watch House Rue. That movie's crazy.
Um,
Yeah, the movie that we reviewed last
yeah,
yeah, that movie's
but trying to think what I actually have to say about this movie. Turns out that I don't really have that much to say. It's
mm,
just I kind of just love the amusing bits in this movie. Um, like I like how what's his name? Is it Markle or whatever, the little kid? And he always has the little disguise that he puts on with the beard and
Hmm.
everything. And you don't know why he does it. Like it doesn't really make any sense. He just does it. Um,
Yeah, he doesn't have to. I mean, he could just be a little kid who works for a wizard.
right.
I guess they're trying to keep up appearances. I don't know.
Yeah, he's like Wong in Doctor Strange a little bit.
Hmm.
the
Um,
whole world building of this movie is insane because it's just a thing. Kiki's sort of does it too, but on a much more domestic scale. But this is just like, oh, there's just witches and wizards. They're
yeah,
everywhere.
that's what I was trying to explain to my mom that like with Studio Ghibli movies, you just have to accept that magic happens in the
Yeah,
real world.
they just drop you into it and it's just like figure it out as you go.
But
Yeah,
people
it's not like
are so like
Narnia.
normal about it. That's the thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like Narnia or Harry Potter where somebody from the real world goes to the fantasy world. It's like no, everybody's just used to like witches and wizards and these weird creatures just running around.
Well,
Um,
there's like an early line that made me crack up. It's like when she gets turned into an old lady and she starts going out into the like moors or whatever.
hmm.
There's
Hmm.
this farmer guy and he's just like, "Don't go that way. There's nothing but witches and wizards out there." And it's just
Hmm.
like, you might as well be saying there's nothing but like bears out there.
Yeah, lions and tigers and bears are mine. Lions and tigers and bears are mine. But no, I really like how the older version of Sophie is a lot more embracive, a lot more, straightforward, very opinionated, um, kind of thing. She even calls the Scarecrow Turnip Head, and later in that, during that segment of the movie, she tells him, "Well, even though turnips are my least favorite vegetable, you're super nice." See, goodbye, Turnip Head. I'm like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah. It took her getting old to finally break out of her routine and do
Yeah.
something for herself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might
And
have
she's like, she doesn't even seem that upset about being turned
Being old,
old.
yeah.
Like she's just like, well, when you're old,
Mm,
She's just
you
more
don't seem to care
inconvenienced by
about
it.
stuff as
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I remember my mom when my mom was sitting in on this movie with me. She thought that Sophie was voiced by Minnie Driver, and I'm like, it does sound like her, but it's actually Emily Mortimer from Scream 3. She plays the fictional actor
Yeah.
who was playing Sydney and Stab. I think they were up to 3 or 4 at that moment at that time.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have James Silent Bob that's so up in the movie. Yeah,
Yes,
they were
that does happen.
they were there to stop the Blunt Man and Chronic movie. It's not
Sure.
happening.
Anyway,
Crossover we all need.
Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, I mean Russ Craven was in James Silent Bob Strike Back, so that makes sense. Like he was there filming Scream 3. So it all makes sense now.
This is all just terrible looping around on itself. I love the little dog in this movie.
I don't know
Uh,
the dog.
The little wheezy dog.
the
The little
weird
wheezy
little wheezy dog that she has to like carry up the steps, and it turns out to be what Mrs. Solomon's dog.
henchman.
But then
Yeah.
but then he just starts
Oh, I
following
remember
them
him now.
around because that's
Yeah.
what happens in this and like Spirited Away is like they just assemble a little weird family of misfits.
Mm,
Because by the end they've got the little dog and they've got the Witch of the Waste who's turned into a blob. And yeah, they've got this whole weird little group of people. So I
yeah.
don't know, it's fun.
I think my favorite humor or bit of humor in this movie is when Calcifer tells one of the characters, I think it was Sophie, here's
Mm.
another curse. May all your bacon burn. I thought that was funny.
Once again, lots of cooking and cleaning in this movie.
Yeah.
You got to
100%.
have those like you don't get that in Princess Mononoke.
Mm,
It's sort of rare break from that in Miyazaki films.
They do
But
they
lots
do
of
do some eating in that one, but not a lot of cleaning.
sure. Yeah, but this has got plenty of like chores and
Mm-hmm.
the scene where he's like cooking the eggs and bacon in the pan is just so satisfying to watch, even
Yep.
though none of it's real. It's just all like drawn images on a screen.
yeah. Yeah, he
So
cooks that real quick, but to be fair, you have a fire spirit or fire
Yeah.
demon
yeah,
cooking.
He's magic.
yeah.
Yeah, can I get my own Salsifer or Calcifer?
Or you have to
Okay,
take your heart. You have to swallow a star and take your heart out in order to
okay.
get calcifer.
Please, somebody explain the whole like calcifer thing to me because I don't really understand what
I don't
happens.
really understand either. He swallowed a star, and then from
Okay.
that he coughed up his heart, which happens to be calcifer. And in order to break the curse on both of them, you have to rejoin Cal's heart, and then he coughs up the star, and then calcifer can leave at that point. But then calcifer decides to come back. I think that's how it
Okay.
goes.
Jackson,
What the
I
fuck
don't know
ever,
why.
Miyazaki. It's
Yeah.
like-
Jackson, I don't know why you're so confused about this. This is an anime. It
I
makes
don't know.
it
Like
makes
Princess
sense.
Mononoke was easy enough to follow. I can even follow Spirited Away to a certain extent.
Yeah,
This movie is a little bit too much of that. Like this is for me what those other movies are to you, I think.
Yeah, I
I
mean, like,
think though,
how can you turn into a bird? Why does he turn into a bird?
mhm.
Like, what is he can't turn back? I don't. There's a lot of just questions I have.
but it's also because they spend so much time on this war that's going on for some reason. And I guess it's because the prince went missing. But
Mm.
I think I missed that because then the prince says that at the end. And I'm like, oh, is that the reason the war's been going on the whole time? I
Well,
don't know.
this is
I don't
based off
know.
a book, so I'm assuming it's explained a lot better in the.
Yeah, but apparently, supposedly it's pretty loosely based on the book. Like he just
Okay.
kind of took the the idea of the moving castle and kind
Mhm.
of did his own thing with it.
Yeah. Um, I didn't think about this until I watched the movie for the second time. This is actually one or two movies that I know of that features Christian Bale and a scarecrow.
Oh God.
His Batman Begins has scarecrow.
I mean, technically, Rises has him too. Technically,
Okay.
Well, and the
Four
Dark
Three
movies.
Knight.
movie,
They
and The Dark
he's
Knight.
in all of them. Yeah.
He's in all of them. So there's four movies that have him and
Yeah.
the Scarecrow in it.
Yes.
Unless there's more, which there possibly could
Mm.
be.
Yeah, what else do you want to talk about?
Um, I'm trying to think if there's
Well, I
anything
will
else.
I will say the second part of this movie, I think once they go to the palace, like after that part, and they escape the palace, is when this movie like I kind of tuned out. Like they're just
Kind of, yeah.
they're just trying to
Because, like
pack
I
it
said,
all.
it's all about this war and everything that's going
Yeah.
on. And apparently, Miyazaki made this movie because he was really angry about the Iraq war that was going on at the
Mhm.
time. And so he
That
just
would
put
make
all of
sense.
his anti-war rage into it. Um, but I
And that
don't
also,
think it helps the overall story that he's
right.
trying to tell. I don't know.
Maybe that's the point of why the war doesn't make sense. Because maybe
And
the Iraq war
sure,
doesn't make sense.
right,
But
exactly. I guess that
Mhm.
would
but
make the most sense as an interpretation for sure.
yeah. I will say I do like the it's a real like little subtle little allegory of like the other wizards turning in order to become part of the war and not being able to go back afterwards. That sort of like
Mm,
PTSD, almost allusion to the that you if you give yourself over to like violence and killing, that you can't go back to the way you were before. You won't be the same person you were, especially if you
yeah.
do it willingly, sort of thing. I thought that was a nice little touch.
Or even just the idea of like once you swear allegiance to an unjust cause,
That too, yeah, yeah.
yeah, your morality is forever compromised.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. That makes sense. Hey, there's something in this movie.
Hey.
I don't know. I just mostly like the movie because of the antics.
Mm-hmm.
This one is almost
That's
purely
what
just
it comes
like
down to.
a silly Miyazaki movie until it gets to where it's just sort of get bogged down in the overall
Um,
world building
Mhm.
of it.
yeah, too dark almost by the end, but
Yeah.
also still pretty light, like
Mhm.
at
But I
times.
could just watch them go around and like go to different doorways and like
Mm-hmm.
frolic around in the like the magical field where he only used a little of his magic just to help the flowers grow.
Just to help the flowers grow. Them trying to, I really like the sequence where they're trying to go up the steps, and it takes them
It's
forever.
really
And
fun. Yeah.
it's yeah,
Yeah.
silly fun.
So, is there anything else you want to talk about with this movie?
I don't guess. I mean, it's kind of a slight movie in the overall
Yeah.
Miyazaki thing that we've been doing.
It's a little fun movie though.
Yeah,
It's still fun, yeah.
fun, visually wonderful. I mean, maybe one of the more visually wonderful ones,
Mm.
especially like, watching some of his older ones because we had a nice combination of stuff from like the 80s through the 90s and
Hmm.
2000s. But yeah, there's some like crazy stuff they do in this movie, like animation wise. And
Yeah.
some of it's like, computer generated and some of it's
Hmm.
traditional animation. But yeah, wonderful. Beautiful visuals. I don't remember the score in this one at all. I don't
Mm.
know if anyone else does because we talked
Yeah, I
about it in
don't
the last
really
one.
recall much about it. Yeah.
Just kind of washed over me here.
Hmm.
But how's
Awesome.
Moving Castle?
Yep. Eric, what is your favorite? No, Jackson. 'Cause I started with you last time.
Okay.
Jackson, what is your favorite part and least favorite part of this movie?
I think my favorite part is Turnip Head and just
Yeah.
the pure anticlimax of his story where he's just like, "You've saved me from this curse with True Love's kiss," but she's in love with Howl, and he's just like, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
And then the last thing you see of him is like him bouncing away on a stick, and it's just ridiculous. I think it's so funny, but I just love Mr. Turniphead the whole movie because he reminds me of that character from Animaniacs, the like
mm-hmm.
skull hand, bony hands. It was like,
Mm-hmm.
it's time for another good idea, bad idea,
I remember that character.
good idea. Feeding stray kittens in the park.
Mhm.
Bad
Bad
idea.
idea. Feeding stray kittens in the park to a bear. That's what Turniphead makes me think of is that guy.
Mm-hmm. Least favorite part, Jackson. What is your least favorite part of this movie?
All the stuff with like the planes. I don't care about the planes in this movie. They spend a lot of time like chasing people around on airplane, like little tiny airplanes, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm kind of bored by that part. So,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
oh well.
All right, Eric, what is your favorite part?
That dog. I love that dog. The little wheezy dog. I
Dog
thought
is
he was
great.
going. I thought he was going to get turned into a person at the end too. I thought that was going to be the next like they're like, and you're cursed, and you're cursed,
Mm.
and you're cursed, but they didn't, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. Like
Okay,
it's fine
okay,
that he's just.
Oprah. And you're
I
cursed, and
mean,
you're cursed, and you're cursed, and you're cursed.
that's kind of how I felt that it was going to end. It after the hair kissing turnip head and him turning back. I was like, are they all cursed?
Yeah, give it like a big
Um.
episode of Oprah Winfrey.
hmm Uh. But yeah, no, I love that little dog. The little dog's super fun.
Yeah,
Least favorite part, their romance doesn't make any sense. I thought maybe because it's
Yeah.
been a while since I've seen it. I thought maybe there was like something in the second half that like sort of like brings them together, but like not really. She just loves him because he's pretty, and then he likes her for some reason.
yeah.
And then
That's
I guess
You know,
that
ultimately,
like
turns
Batman.
her young again every time that she like is in love
yeah,
with him. I don't know.
slowly makes her young. He can see her like she when she sleeps too, she turns back young, so he can tell.
Yeah.
Mm.
I guess I don't know. It plays fast and loose with a lot of things, and for the most part, you don't really care. But like their romance, it was like that feels really unearned. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
yeah. I'm gonna
what are you
go.
gonna do?
I'm gonna go. My favorite part is the title of the movie, which is literally Howl's Moving Castle. I love the castle. I think it is because when I
Okay,
think of a castle, I think of like
It
maybe
is really cool. Yeah.
yeah,
Dungeons and Dragons type shit.
Hmm.
But no, this just looks like some weird, demented drawing from a child.
Yeah.
It's got a
Um,
mouth and a tongue and like feet.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
It honestly kind of looks like
And
the.
you go in through its butthole.
Yeah,
It
You
looks like the.
do.
Kind of reminds me of the house from Monster House a little bit.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. My least favorite part, I kind of tuned out towards the end there after after the palace escape, but
Yeah,
Hmm.
which was like halfway through the movie. Like it feels like I feel like the movie should take off at that point. But
yeah, but yeah, well, that's kind of how I felt about Coraline. I felt like the last 10 minutes kind of drug on a little bit too long,
mm.
but anyways, let's get into rating. Jackson, what would you rate this movie out of 10?
It's like a 6.5 or a 7. I'll give it a 7. I'm feeling nice.
6.5? Eric, what about you?
Yeah, I give it a 7 as well. It's a solid 7. I was entertained enough. My nitpicks are minor at the end of the day, you know.
Okay, so you said 7, 6.5 for Jackson. I'm gonna give this movie a 8.5. It was
Mm.
really fun to watch, very whimsical. Didn't quite get me emotionally like a
Hmm.
Totoro or a Princess Mononoke, but still really good movie. Really fun. So I give it an 8.5. Eric gives it a 7. Jackson give it 6.5. So that means the official horror sci-fi and beyond score for Hell's Moving Castle is 7.
Yeah, that sounds about
Yay.
right. Yay.
All right, guys. So let's get into our Studio Ghibli rankings. What is that? What would you, how would you rank these movies, Eric?
I would rank them from the bottom to the top. Howl's Moving Castle is about the bottom of these. It's
Okay.
not bad, but it's not, it's not the best of all of these. It's probably my least favorite. My Neighbor Totoro, Princess Mononoke, Boy and the Heron, Kiki's Delivery Service, and Spirited Away at the very top because it's a masterpiece.
Jackson, where would you rank these movies?
I'm gonna go from the top to the bottom. Uh,
Oh.
so I'm gonna start with Spirited Away. I think that's still my favorite. Right on its tail though is Kiki's Delivery Service. After that, I'd probably go My Neighbor Totoro. Yeah, that feels right. Then I'd go Princess Mononoke, then The Boy and the Heron, then Howl's Moving Castle.
Awesome. So I'm gonna go The Boy and the Heron number 6, 5
Mhm.
Spirited Away, 4 Howl's Moving Castle, 3 Kiki's Delivery Service, 2 Princess Mononoke, and 1 My Neighbor Totoro.
Interesting.
Yep. So, guys, for the next episode of Horror, Sci-Fi, and Beyond, it's going to be the next installment of hour on Hiscot where me and Reed review Frenzy. Um, already did the video. It's going up at the end of this month, so next week basically.
Mm.
Turned out really good. Really liked the movie surprisingly. From kind of been hearing that this is that was Hitchcock's most brutal movie. Other than that essay scene in the middle of it, wasn't too shocking. Surprisingly. But yeah, so be looking forward to that. And then, like I said before, next month we're gonna kind of slow down with posting because that's when I make my movie, and then we need to start, reviewing the Scream movies, in September, so we can start getting them out in October. But what I do know is we're doing the Psycho, we're reviewing Psycho for the Hitchcock series. And that's going to be the last. I'm planning on having that the last episode of September, so it leads into our Scream series.
Mm.
Because I mean, if you didn't have Psycho, you probably wouldn't have Scream. And then we're going to be doing Aliens for the 40th anniversary, and then the new Resident Evil, and
This is
that's
all
going
in
to be
September.
well, yeah,
This
that's
is all in
not bad.
September.
That's not too bad.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
We can get that.
We also don't you have to do all the don't we have to do all the Scream movies too?
Yes, but you're not going to be on the Psycho episode. That's
Okay.
going to be me and Reed.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it
Yeah,
out. It'll be
we'll
fun.
get it. We'll get to it, man. I really want to talk about Resident Evil. That movie looks like it's gonna roll.
I
I
watched
don't
the
know.
trailer.
I'm
I was
I'm
really
not.
hoping, I was really hoping Zach
We'll
Cregger
see.
was
We'll
going to do
see.
something, but
But anyway, guys, if you like this episode and you want to see more spooky and weird content, make sure you slash that subscribe button and follow us on Facebook at Horror Sci-Fi and Beyond. And also, don't forget to leave this episode a killer comment and give it a King Kong size thumbs up. And never forget, guys, to stay weird.